What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Omakase Sessions. This is Chef Sane. I am joined today with Evan Leroy, the pitmaster and co-owner of Leroy and Lewis. Now, they have earned themselves a Michelin star for 2024, 2025, and today we talk about Michelin. We talk barbecue, what it takes to be one of the top pitmasters of the planet, and his new book coming out later next year. All right. Well, Evan, chef, thank you for joining us. Now, I have this funny burning question that I didn't know, and everybody gets it wrong.
Sure.
Leroy.
That's right. That's right. You said it right.
I saw your form, and then I was like, I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
That's okay. You know, you don't really have a legit barbecue place unless people say the name wrong. It happens all the time. People say Franklin's Barbecue all the time.
Wait, what is it?
It's Franklin Barbecue.
Okay. Oh, so then.
Yeah. People say Leroy and Lewis, Mickelthwaite, right? Mickelwaite, La Barbecue, LA Barbecue. Like, it's all the best places have some kind of
But they don't correct anybody. Wait, is it La Barbecue or...
Yeah, it's La Barbecue, but when they first opened, Leanne spent a lot of time in LA, so everybody thought it was LA Barbecue.
Got it. Leroy. Even Michelin. Did they say Leroy?
I don't know. You know, it doesn't really bother me. People say it all the time. Even when I'm kind of on the phone with people, I'll say Leroy just so I don't have to repeat myself.
Yeah.
I always say I don't care what you call me as long as you call me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I had the same thing where I used to go by Sane G because G is my middle name. And I just got really tired of repeating it because that's what my mom calls me.
Yeah.
And I got just so tired of repeating it 3 times that I was like, I'm just cutting out G out of my name. I'm just going to go by Sane. That's my legal name anyway. Yeah. But all right, so you are the owner of Leroy and Lewis.
That's right.
Yeah.
Co-owner with 3 other partners. One is my wife, and then the other 2 are Nathan and Sawyer Lewis. So it's 2 couples.
Okay, and you are the chef, so you're behind all the food.
That's right. Chef.
What are the roles of everybody there?
So my wife, Lindsay, does kind of all outward-facing communication, PR, marketing. That's kind of her background. Sawyer Lewis is sort of director of operations, front of house, kind of, driving the bus. And then Nathan is kind of like head of financials and also kind of but like him and Sawyer basically run the business side of the business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you started as a food truck, of course, because I went there before.
Yeah. Yeah, we started as a food truck in 2017. We opened in an empty lot. I was friends with this guy, Paul Avesi, who used to have a club in town called Momo's. And then he moved to New York, which is where I met him at Hill Country Barbecue. He was booking music there. When I moved back down here, after I left Friedman's, I was opening this barbecue truck, and we were looking for a place to park it. And he said, I've got a place. And it was what was going to be Cosmic. And we opened there in March of 2017, and Cosmic wasn't ready to open until January of 2018. So we were in this empty lot in South Austin with no bathroom, no shade, no seating, no drinks, no nothing for almost a whole year.
Wait, you were able to operate though?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we used like the restrooms at Crux, the climbing gym, and just we had all that stuff kind of around, but it wasn't. It was not a comfortable space. It was very much old school Austin, pop up a food truck in the middle of nowhere.
How was business for that first year?
It was rough, man. It was really, really hard. The summer was really dragging. We had to really question if it was going to work at that point. But once Cosmic opened, everything changed. We got a lot more foot traffic, a lot more recognition.
Yeah. And that's the same location. Cosmic. You were there before Cosmic then.
Right.
When did Cosmic open?
In January of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, I've what a great spot. What a cool spot.
Yeah, Cosmic is awesome. They just did a bunch of renovations inside too, so it's really cool. It really is emblematic of what I kind of consider South Austin, like laid back vibe, drinking beers on the porch and listening to music and tacos.
It's a cute spot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Well, chef, I would love to make you some food. So we're going to jump into 5 bites, 5 questions. So Angelique is going to come and sit right here. And then I'm going to get started making some food.
Can't wait.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
All right. 5 bites, 5 questions.
All right.
First question. When did you realize barbecue was special to you?
Ooh, that is a good question. I grew up in Austin, and it was not. So I grew up in Austin, and barbecue was kind of everywhere. It was ubiquitous. It wasn't really something that was special. It was just there. And it was something that we knew that, Austin and Texas did particularly well, but it wasn't something that we paid too much attention to as far as like food goes. And it wasn't until I left Austin, I went to Florida State for college, and I lived in New York City, and I didn't really have access to really good barbecue or pretty much any barbecue.
Yeah.
So I started cooking for my roommates in college, ribs, steaks, chicken, Tex-Mex stuff,
Jeez.
Frito pies. And so that was one of the times that I really realized it was special. But I think that when I moved to New York City, I got really homesick and then started working at a barbecue restaurant there called Hill Country. And I think that's when I really caught the bug, because I had been cooking in other restaurants and I had been obsessed with food, but I realized that something special was going on in Austin with the opening of Franklin Barbecue. I realized that I could do it pretty well, that I could translate the skills that I had as a cook and a chef to barbecue. And I also realized that nobody was doing anything different with barbecue. So it was kind of like all at the same time, that realization.
So it didn't just hit you. It wasn't like a seminal moment. It was more like you didn't realize how good it was until you were away.
Exactly. You hear a lot of people who are like, I had the beef rib at Louis Miller, I had Franklin brisket one time, and it changed my life. But I just kind of like, I had barbecue growing up, and then I got better and better and better and better until I realized, hey, I think I might be able to do this too.
So you said you were cooking in college? No, when you was it in college you were cooking for your friends?
Yeah, I had my first restaurant job in college.
Okay.
At just a seafood place called Paradise Grill and Bar.
Okay.
I was just like working the grill, cooking like fish sandwiches, grouper sandwiches and stuff. And then I ended up cooking for a lot of my friends, just in our house in the backyard, hosting parties and making big pots of chili and making ribs and stuff. So yeah.
Nice.
Lovely. So for your first bite, this is hamachi with a little dehydrated miso on top. So go ahead and use your hands for this.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So was that when you started cooking, or were you cooking at home when you were younger and then sort of continued on? Well, go ahead and take your bite.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
chat. But I remember the time I started cooking was when I was in college and away from home, and I missed Indian food, and I didn't know how to cook it, and I just tried to figure it out and then got good at it. But I didn't learn how to cook at home. Is that something you started when you were away from home?
So, excuse me. That was fantastic, Chef.
Thank you.
I've been obsessed with food since I was a kid. Really, I used to wake up on Saturday mornings, watch a couple cartoons, and then turn over to the Food Network and watch Alton Brown Good Eats and Emerald and Bobby Flay and everybody. So the obsession was there early on. I would try to help my parents in the kitchen. And then when I got to college, the first year I was in a dorm, but after that I was in an apartment and houses with my friends, and we would go in on a pot for dinners, and I would kind of make dinners for everybody. And that was kind of like where I guess it started. We would have like cooking competitions between us. And then I was always just kind of obsessed with really trying to find something new, or just like make something more delicious, or just trying to seek out that kind of next great bite.
So you were always a communal person, like a community, and creating it even in your dorm years. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We would have big parties, and I'd be making all kinds of food and stuff for it, and making dips. And nobody in Tallahassee, Florida had ever had queso before, so I got really excited about making that. Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, next question. Barbecue seems to be kind of like a man's domain, it's man's world.
Well,
but I kind of want in.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know. I can cook anything.
Right.
I like meat.
Yeah.
I like fire.
Of course.
My stepdad's nickname for me was the arsonist. So
oh gosh,
I know
that's scary.
But I'm always stoking the fire. If there's a bonfire, nothing else exists. But how does someone who doesn't know, who didn't grow up in Texas? I mean, you can through osmosis learn uncle is cooking, or there's, it's everywhere. how do I start? Like, I don't know what's a fundamental setup I can have to get the bug.
Do you live in a house?
Yeah,
Okay, so you have backyard?
have a little land.
Okay, so you can go a couple of different ways. You can
Okay.
get like your pretty standard grill,
Okay.
and go about it that way. Like I have a Weber kettle. I don't have any smokers at home. I have a hard rule against no long cooking items at home. If I want to cook barbecue, I can cook it at the restaurant.
Okay.
At home, it's like fast grill. I have a pizza oven. I have that kind of stuff. So I would go for like a Weber because you can do grilling on that. You can do slow smoking on that. You can basically set up your two zone heat with your
Tube
coal.
zone. What's
Your
that?
your two zone kind of heat
Tucson. Oh,
with your coals on one side and then no coals on the other side, and throw,
vegetables. And stuff.
well, I was gonna say depending on what you are cooking, a moderate amount of coals and then a couple wood chunks, and have your meat offset, and then you can start smoking that way.
Okay.
So that's a really good option to start off with. A lot of people these days get pellet cookers too, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
What cookers?
A pellet cooker, so
What's a pellet cooker?
pellet smoker. So this is a pretty modern invention. Traeger is, I guess, the most popular one. Yoder smokers, Z grills. They work on a auger system, and they feed these little wood pellets into a collection basket, and there's a tiny little flame that burns those pellets. And so it's automatic, and you can basically just like set it and forget it. They don't make it quite as smoky. They take a little bit of the fun out of barbecue, like you said, stoking the fire. But it is a really good kind of first step into the space if you are wanting to do that.
But why no smokers at home though?
Because I mean, first of all, I don't spend enough time at home to actually be
There you
cooking
go.
barbecue. And I mean, I wouldn't be cooking barbecue at home anyway. I grill at home. I make pasta at home. I make, other stuff at home. Very rarely actual barbecue at home.
That doesn't seem so intimidating. Just
Yeah. Just go,
do it.
Yeah, just go for it. You got it.
What's the worst that can happen?
And
right?
honestly,
You
all
get
the
a little
information,
singed and
all
that's
the
it.
information's on the internet.
Oh yeah.
That's true. All right, you guys. What we have is Hawaiian kampachi with a little bit of fresh wasabi on top.
That sounds so good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Sane.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I know there are a lot of things on the internet, but here I get a chance to ask
That's right.
a master.
Yeah.
And the way it's delivered, one-on-one, it's like, yeah, I'm not scared anymore. It's not scared, but it's like, how do you start? And you just make it sound like, oh, you just get one of those things and you just...
If you've said you played with fire before, then you probably
it.
have a little bit of intuition as far as breaking the coals down, feeding it, building it up, making sure there's enough oxygen in there. So those
That's part of the fun. And I think
Yeah.
that's why barbecuing is calling to me, because I like things that take a lot of time. Like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's coming, cooking a turkey's
So
no
much
big
fun.
whoop for me. It's sort of like slow cooking,
Yeah.
things that... Also the thing of like, maybe it's the mothering thing in me. I like tending to things. Sometimes you know when to just leave it and not turn it. Just
Right.
leave it, get a sear.
Right.
But there's something about you're in the fire. You have the privilege of a big chunk of the day
Yeah.
to kind of, oh God, it sounds like a dream to just keep. And it's also so primitive.
It is. Barbecue's primal. It's meat, it's fire. Like there's something that awakens within you when you're
sure.
just like looking at the glistening meat. It smells so good.
The fizzle and crack
like
of
this-
the fat on the coal.
You can like eat it with your hands and you get like the little stickiness kind
Yeah.
of broken down.
Next question. Let's see. So you said you lived in New York City and you worked there for how many years?
I lived in New York and worked there from 2009 to 2012.
Okay. And that you worked there, you said it was Hill Country.
It was Hill Country Barbecue. I moved there. Well, I'll say that I moved there from Austin, where I had gone to culinary school. I graduated from Florida State. I turned around, moved back home, and went right back to school, to culinary school. And then I moved to New York because my then girlfriend and now wife was up there living, working, and I thought that I could. I thought that my path at that time would be in editorial, like culinary editorial. I wanted to be a food writer.
Oh, wow.
And that's why I went to culinary school. I realized I didn't know much about food. I didn't know enough to write about it. And then I moved to New York thinking that I could kind of wiggle my way into the editorial space while working in kitchens. So I worked at Hudson's on the Bend here, which used to be a really good restaurant, fine dining, wild game, had a very familial atmosphere. And I got a job at Kraft in New York. And that was kind of my first experience with fine dining and that kind of like militant kitchen. And it was not for me. That kind of
Interesting.
just that entire atmosphere was just not for me. And I didn't have the skills and I didn't have the like thick skin to kind of put up with it at the time. So I got a job at a place called Hillstone, which is Houston's, right? Like the kind of national chain, but they make a lot of stuff in-house. I baked bread there. And I also made sushi there.
Oh, shit.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was very, I didn't train for years and learn, but I, kind of got the basics down and I learned how to season the rice. I learned how to roll the rolls. And I learned how to cut the fish. And so I'm like, okay.
That's awesome.
I would never
Same.
serve my sushi to anybody but my own daughter. But, I had a lot of fun with it and I learned a lot. And then that's when I kind of got homesick and I started working at the barbecue restaurant. So, yeah.
Awesome. We have Keen Madai. This is coming out of Japan.
Yeah.
I have a little yuzu kosho on there, so you're going to get a lot of citrus, a little bit of spiciness.
I love yuzu kosho.
Oh, yeah.
I love that strip of skin that's on there too.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So good.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You notice the rice grains? The grains are so large.
Yeah.
I work exclusively
They're
with a rice farmer in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic, chef.
So, going back to New York City,
Yep.
I think like almost a decade before you worked there. No, it was like 2002. I worked at a barbecue restaurant in New York City.
Oh, cool. Which one?
Yeah, Blue Smoke and Jazz Standard, which is a Danny Meyer
Yep.
restaurant. I was at the opening, and I was a food runner, so it was pretty intense because
Yeah.
the platters are really big and they were ceramic and very heavy. And say you have a whole rack, and then you have 3
Yeah.
on each arm. So I was very scrawny back then. So by the time I'd get to the table,
You're, like,
they'd be
barely
like, "I'll
holding
help
them.
you." Yeah, it was terrible.
That was right across right across Madison Square Park from Hill Country. So we were on 26th.
We were 27.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
Flatiron.
was just right over there.
And that was I remember, again, that was like 2002. That was like one of the only serious barbecue places. And
Yeah.
like, even now, I'm still surprised that there's not that much barbecue in New York City. And I'm wondering why. Is it because logistics, it's like, you have to have huge smokers and whole animals? Or is it sort of more the culture and the diner expectation? Like, why is that?
I would say both of those. I think that barbecue in New York was more of a trend than it was like a lasting kind of cultural tentpole like it is here in Austin or in Texas. But there are still people who are, who found their space and who are doing New York style barbecue. Billy Durney obviously is the one that comes to mind. Hill Country is still open and still doing amazing work. So there are people who are doing barbecue in New York, but yeah, more people don't do it because, like you said, it's hard to get smokers in there. It's hard to find wood. It's hard to, actually vent all the smokers.
I didn't think about
not
that.
Put them in a place where it's going to disturb people.
Yeah. And
then
also, there are probably some rules
Yeah.
in New York for
and
exhaust.
it's not like an everyday thing here. Like we have, and other barbecue places have lines at lunch for barbecue, and that's not the case in New York. It's more of like, let's go get a salad at Pret, and then we'll go, barbecue for dinner or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
All right, I have salmon belly from New Zealand. Now I really wanted you to try this sauce. It's a Peruvian salsa verde on there. I feel like you're gonna love this one.
Yes.
Enjoy.
I once worked at a restaurant called Sushi Samba in New York, and they were always using it was a fusion of Latin and sushi, so that kind of Peruvian is it's reminding me of that a little bit.
So good. I love Peruvian food.
Oh, yeah.
I love just the little corn nuts on everything.
Mm-hmm.
The sauce is fantastic.
Thank you.
And that's so fatty too, so delicious. Okay, how about a silly question?
Okay.
So I'm a visual artist,
Cool.
and I tend to form strong bonds with my tools
Yeah.
and things around my studio.
Yep.
So I was wondering, is it kind of the same for you, where you kind of have names for your smokers, or a certain, give certain personalities to your different smokers, so and so's grumpy today, or I don't know.
So I would say that I don't name all the smokers. I think if they had, when people put me on the spot to name them, I'll give them a name. But I don't know. It's it's whatever.
Maybe a personality.
Yeah.
So and so's really grumpy, or if this one gives it a little bit extra love.
So I'll say that the smoker that we started with for the food truck, I built in my driveway.
You welded it?
Yeah, it was less expensive
Nice.
for me to buy a welder and this old propane tank than it was for me to buy a smoker. And I thought that there was a legitimacy that lended itself to building your own
Absolutely.
smoker. Some of the best people who were doing barbecue in the early barbecue renaissance in Austin, John Lewis, Aaron Franklin, these people built their smokers, and I wanted to be of that ilk.
So do you weld it together, or do you arc weld and cut out something from a big drum or something like that?
So it started as a big 500-gallon propane tank, and then it was, we cut the doors, cut it off the trailer that it was on, built a frame, built a firebox, built a smokestack, and then put it on a trailer. And
That's
it
so
was
cool.
It was precarious.
Oh, really?
Driving down the road. It was probably shouldn't have been legal.
It had wheels on it?
Yeah. It did have wheels. It did collapse one time, but it is in a new trailer now, and it still is at the restaurant. And I think it's the best smoker.
Is that your firstborn?
That's the firstborn.
That's before your daughter.
That's the one that I learned really how to cook everything on,
Okay.
that I cooked the most on, that I know the best. And it is not efficient. It has
She's
door
finicky.
gaps. It has
Yeah.
ugly welds, but it is my favorite smoker. You can just throw a ton of wood at it. It's
And by now
most
you
people
know
do
her.
not like cooking on it.
Yeah, by now you
Yeah.
know her
Yeah.
to
Right.
work around her.
And that one does have a name, and it's Rusty. But
Rusty?
because it's old and rusty. But the other ones don't really have a name.
All right, I had to serve you some meat. So
Thank
this
you.
is A5 Wagyu coming from Miyazaki. I've actually been to these farms, so I got to
Whoa.
see these cows. Yeah, you got to get out there and
my
check
God.
out these cows. It's fascinating. Now it's got a little pickled wasabi on there.
You lit up.
You're really speaking my language right now. That smells so good.
I see some travel and cows in your future. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
Need a minute.
Gosh.
That's just lovely. That is just lovely.
Wild.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what cut of beef is that?
That's a ribeye.
Is it ribeye? Gosh.
I'm trying to get. I tried to get other cuts, but it's not allowed. I found out the farmers said they're not allowed. Like the exotics. Like I tried to
Really?
get tongue and stuff. It's not importable.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tongue, sometimes I understand because there's a
Considered
weird
an organ.
Yeah, there's like a weird mad cow thing that's still kind of lingering of like importing stuff as far as head meat and organs go.
Interesting.
But man, I can only imagine what the rest of that animal tastes like.
Oh my gosh.
We got a small sliver of it.
I
and
know.
It was heaven. Gosh.
One time we cooked a Wagyu A5 brisket. It was something that Jess Pryles, a friend of mine, got a hold of, and she didn't want to just cook this entire thing for herself, so she gave it to us. We cooked it, and like just so happened that Daniel Vaughn was in town and got to come by and try some, and she came by and tried some, and it was just completely next level. It was just the most unique piece of brisket I've ever had in my life. It was so marbled. The lean was so marbled it just dissolved in your mouth.
It must be nice being in the chef world, and you just have your chef friends over and just I mean, that's like a dream, you know. It's just like, oh yeah, let me just open the refrigerator and, you know, just this happens to be there, or let me throw you something together, and it's like world class food.
It is pretty sick.
You're living the life. That is like ultimate.
Just going over to my friend's house, and they just happen to be great chefs in Austin, and we're just like cooking great food.
It's amazing.
Pretty awesome.
All right, last question. So looking ahead, with going from food truck to brick and mortar in 2024, what's the next evolution for you guys?
So I think for the restaurant, we're trying to make sure that it is just as good as it can possibly be. We want to grow our staff. We want to cement our systems. But for me personally, I have a cookbook coming out next year.
That's exciting.
It's called New School Barbecue from Abrams Books. I co-wrote it with Paula Forbes, and it's coming out in May of next year. So we'll be doing a book tour. Thank you very much. We'll be doing a bunch of events and stuff at the restaurant all around the country. So it'll be a really good time. A lot of fun.
When it comes to book people, I'll be there.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think
we need a copy. We're obviously
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll put one up.
Oh yeah.
I'll send you one.
That's exciting.
Let's get back to the switch.
Thanks for answering my questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef,
and
for all
eating
the
with me.
amazing food.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you guys play a lot of Holy Moly out here?
I actually haven't played the course yet.
Oh, yeah?
I feel weird about playing something while I should be working.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I also don't want to be here on my day off.
Yeah.
So have you played it yet?
No, I haven't played here, but I'm a huge golfer.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
No shit. Where do you play?
I like playing at just the Munis over here in South Austin at Roy Kaiser and Jimmy Clay. Those are kind of like my home base.
Dude, we got to play around. I play.
Let's go.
I play golf. What's your handicap?
Oh, I'm terrible.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I shoot in the hundreds. Like I'm bad at golf, but I just love it.
Oh man. Okay, we got to get out on the course. I'm like 95.
Okay, cool.
So,
all right.
So pretty good.
We're right there.
Let's talk about this book. Holy shit, what a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. I've been wanting to write a cookbook for a long time, obviously wanting to be in food editorial from a young age. It's something that I feel like I've been building to for a long time. When I was younger, I didn't think that I had anything to write about. I didn't think I had a culinary point of view. I didn't have enough advice to give, but I felt like I do now.
Yeah.
So it took about a year, starting in 2023, to get the proposal together and to sell it. It took about a year in 2024 to write it, and then we did the whole photo shoot, which was a crazy whirlwind. And then it's now in 2025 taking about a year to do all the design work and then get it all printed. So, yeah.
Are you ever worried about some of your recipes coming out that you use at your restaurant?
No. And that's been something that I'm very much been a part of my entire philosophy since the very beginning is no secrets. Since we cook a different style of barbecue. We kind of got to get people used to the fact that brisket is not like the only and main star. And we have to kind of make people understand that, you know, what I say all the time is that barbecue is a method and not a menu. So it's not brisket, ribs, sausage, potato salad, coleslaw, banana pudding. It is the act of slow smoking local Texas beef. It is scoopable picnic style sides.
Oh, yeah.
And it is like, you know, kind of fun, playful childish or childhood inspired desserts.
Yeah.
Kind of
Hell yeah.
those are the things when I think about barbecue.
Yeah.
So
Oh, how do I
Turn the camera.
there we go.
So from early on, we did our new school barbecue university classes.
Oh shit! Can I see that?
Yeah, here you go. And then
Hell
we
yeah.
also, like I said, started that Patreon and that YouTube channel. So really putting all of our methods out there has been a fundamental part of our business and philosophy since the very beginning.
That is dope.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
This is hopefully kind of putting a period on that portion of the business. Most of these recipes are from the food truck and maybe a little bit before, and maybe the next cookbook will be kind of more restaurant recipes.
Yeah. That's. Oh, so you're gonna do another one?
I mean, I hope to just kind of do them continuously until they tell me to stop.
Yeah.
It was hard work, but I had fun, and I think that I'll probably get better as I go on. So yeah, I liked writing cookbooks, and I would like to be able to sell 3 of them at a time. You know? so yeah.
I don't really know the world of cookbooks. Is there like a lot of promised revenue from book sales?
So not necessarily.
Is it just more passion?
Yes. It comes in a couple different ways. You will basically write a proposal. You'll make a deal with and this is how traditional publishing works. Self-publishing works completely differently. Excuse me.
No worries.
You will write a proposal and try to, with an agent or a co-author, and try to sell it to a publishing house. And they will make you an offer, which is essentially the money to fund the production of the book.
Okay.
That will, pay you for your time writing it. That will pay the entire photo shoot, which is, food. The photographer costs a lot of money. The food stylist, prop stylist costs a lot of money. These are things I didn't even think you needed, but I was very wrong in that fact. And then it takes way longer than I thought. It costs a lot more money than I thought. But I think we're positioned uniquely, and I think that I had the right things to say in this book, and I think that the photos came out well enough and the design looks so good that I really think it's going to do really well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll help promote it in any way I can.
Thank you.
But you're obviously number 2. You got number 2 this year.
That's right. Texas Monthly number 2.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Crazy.
That is insane.
Thank you.
How do they tell you that? Do they even tell you what number you're getting?
No, we just find out when the list comes out, when it gets published online. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's the entire year leading up to the list coming out is just so stressful. I remember it in 21. I remember it this past year.
Do you know all the numbers you went? What numbers did you go from?
So we were 5 in 21.
Okay.
And then we were 2 this time. And then the last time when it came out in 2017, we had just opened in March.
Is it only a 4-year list?
4 years.
Oh, okay.
And then when it came out in 13, like the restaurant I was at, Friedman's, was not eligible because it hadn't been open long enough. When the list came out in 2017, Leroy and Lewis had not been open long enough. And then so finally, when we were eligible, we got number 5, and then this past time we got number 2.
Okay, oh yeah. As far as ranking, let's talk about this actually.
Yeah.
As ranking, let's say we have Texas Monthly top 50 barbecues. We have Michelin, and we have you got James Beard?
I was a semifinalist.
Semifinalist.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one would you want to win?
I mean, they are all incredibly prestigious, and I'm just thankful to be in a position to where we can do this.
Yeah.
And I don't really see any of these wins as personal. They're all like for the team.
Yeah.
The Michelin thing is for the team. The Texas Monthly thing is for the team. The James Beard is the only kind of personal one. So that's the one I didn't, when it says best chef Texas, I know for a fact I'm not the best chef in Texas. Like for a 100% stone cold fact, I'm not the best chef in Texas. So if you put me up on that stage and call my name, I'm going to be like, thank you.
Yeah.
But I do believe that we have one of the best barbecue places in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll, happily accept that. And then I do think that we're kind of at the top of our game as far as, what it comes to barbecue. Like what a barbecue place should be in the United States. So I'll happily accept any recognition. it's hard to say which one you think is, more prestigious than the other. Obviously, when you're not talking about barbecue, a Michelin star is the highest, that you can get.
Yeah.
But in the
Who
world
would have thought?
yeah, it's crazy. But in the world of Texas barbecue, everything, your entire business, your entire life, the success of your whole family, is dependent upon the list. So it's hard to it's hard to equate one or the other. They've also only been doing Michelin stars for barbecue for 1 year.
Yeah.
So we'll see how long lasting all that is.
Which they tricked all of us, everyone at the ceremony.
Yeah.
Because they were like, whoa, that's Michelin star. That's it.
All.
And then, the thing is, we all knew we recognized everyone. It's like, okay, Interstellar here, Leroy's here, and Allie's here. Yeah. So what the hell are they doing here?
Yeah. The first year I went into that hall and I had a 5% phone battery and I had to go to the bathroom. And they announced us very last. They did all the recommends.
Because it's
alphabetical. They did all the bibs alphabetical. They did all the stars alphabetical. And so they said our name very, very last. And it was a night I'll never forget. It was really, really a vindication of all the hard work we've been putting in for a long time, years and years in the food truck. And I just emptied so much gray water at the food truck, and it felt really good.
Oh yeah, that was what a moment. That was so cool to watch and to see. I loved being a part of Austin in that moment. Of the mission. How are you gonna one of the most important nights here? Don't charge your phone.
Well, I think I was coming in from out of town and I was using it all day because I was on the road driving to Houston and just I don't know. I
have a car charger.
I don't know. I'm all over the place, man.
Yeah. Dang. Well, you went to culinary school.
That's right.
So I did too.
Cool.
I'm sure people would love to know about that.
I went to Le Cordon Bleu in Austin.
No
when
shit.
It was that here.
I didn't know there was one here.
Yeah. It was in the Domain, and I think it was called Texas Culinary Academy, and then Le Cordon Bleu bought it, and then it ended up closing. But I was lucky enough to get a short program. It was 6 months.
Oh shit!
So it was pretty fast. I moved, right after graduation at Florida State as a senior. I moved back here. I started culinary school a week later, and it was very early in the morning school until that I would get off of school and then go directly to work and then work the dinner shift and then get home late at night around midnight and wake up at 5 and do it all again the next day.
Yeah. So I went to Le Cordon Bleu too.
Oh, awesome.
In Miami. And I'm from LA, so then I moved. I went straight to Miami. I had to get away from my friends. Yeah. Or else I would have not done shit. But
I get it.
that's why we become chefs. Is we have no idea what else we're gonna do. Yep. Yeah, I did the same thing. I don't fucking judge. But I would work in the morning, and then I did night school at Le Cordon Bleu. But my job was at Chili's.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was my first restaurant job, actually.
No shame here. There's things to be learned. Chili's is a huge, very successful, multi-million-dollar company. So there's things to be learned.
Oh, totally. There. If I could open one of those kind of things, then hell yeah. There's funny things I learned about that. They had the fajita effect at our store where they, right before lunch rush, we would just fire fajitas all around, and then the runner would just run it around the restaurant so smells the whole place, because that's the most expensive thing on the menu. So they want everyone to order it. So then if you have a menu in front of you and the fajita just comes right by, you're like, I think I kind of want that.
That's the beef rib effect.
Is that what you do?
Barbecue. Well, it's just, we carve in front of people. Yeah. And you see a big beef rib go on a tray, and then people are like, what is that? So,
the beef ribs are insane.
Yeah, beef ribs are awesome.
Yeah. How did the steak night? I went to your restaurant about 2 months ago. Holy shit. 3 months waiting.
Yeah, you did the steak experience, right?
I got the steak experience. Awesome. How did that come about? Because that is such a cool concept.
Thank you. And it's something that I'm really, really proud of. Kind of like the final evolution of what we were kind of thinking about when we were thinking about this higher end barbecue restaurant or nicer barbecue restaurant. And it starts with the animals. We were bringing in whole pigs from Peaceful Pork as a food truck. I would go drive my Ford Ranger there with a big Yeti in the back of it and put a half pig in there and drive back to the makeshift commissary I had in my garage with a foot sticking out of the cooler. And then I had to break it down right away so it could fit in this little double door refrigerator.
Yeah.
And we would make whole hog with that. We would make porchettas with that. We would cut pork chops with that. So we've been doing in-house butchery since the very beginning. When we moved to the restaurant, we started getting in quarters of beef, and we would break everything out and kind of figure out what we would be using everything for. And then obviously the huge loins we cut into big steaks.
Nice.
And we tried to put them on the barbecue line, but you know, people see sticker shock at like $60, $70 a pound for a steak, and they're just like, what kind of place is this?
Yeah.
And then it's also not very good to just cut off, you know, a single slice or like 2/4 of a pound and then put it back in the warmer to like oxidize.
Yeah.
So these steaks that were 3 inches thick, 3 pounds, local ranch, like smoked and seared, and just an amazing piece of beef. They needed a presentation. They needed a real full service experience. And so that was the idea. We would cut them. It's not necessarily a prefix or a set menu or anything like that. It's just like you get a steak.
Yeah.
And you can get everything else. And it's not
so
a personal
good.
steak. It's one huge steak to share.
Oh yeah, it's so good, and that's the tableside carving too.
Exactly.
Where anybody who's there just having regular barbecue, you look at it and you think, I got to come do that.
Exactly. And it comes with a pit tour and kind of,
Yeah.
you know, that's why we call it an experience, because it's more, it's not just a dinner where you go and you order your own personal steak. It's like, this has been selected for you.
Yeah.
And it's your steak, and it's cooked specifically for you and your party, and it's been preparing all day. And like the moment is the moment. And
Yeah.
we cut it in front of, and like everybody gets their phones out. And
Of course.
it's really, really cool.
Yeah. That's
Keep adding little service touches to it too. So
it's always evolving.
fun.
Yeah. It's so good, by the way.
Thank you.
I absolutely loved it. We were freaking out when we were eating it. I saw Halloween, you had your pitmaster dress up, and it made it kind of look like
yeah, well, that's Ben Lambert.
Yeah.
He used to run J&L barbecue over here at the Buzz Mill. And then I think they were in Quickie Piggy for a minute too.
Quickie Piggy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
right.
then he worked at Franklin for a long time until he opened his own place. And J&L was probably the most under the radar barbecue place in Austin.
Really?
He was known for being an excellent cook, and he is just one of the nicest people in the world, one of the most talented barbecue cooks you'll ever meet. He's also, like, his family goes back generations and generations in Texas to like some of the original settlers here. And he's just like Texas, born and bred through and through. Every fiber of his being is about Texas.
Yeah.
And he also loves like horror movies and gory stuff and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So he has like a leather face mask that he was wearing all on Halloween.
Did you get pit tours during that? Because you had to.
We did have a couple steak dinners that night, but I think I don't think Leatherface was given the pit tours.
Well, have you done like the haunted houses where you have to go through butcher shops, and then you have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre ones? You're like pushing bodies around. That's what it kind of felt like.
I think we talked this year about maybe doing some sort of
Like
haunted
actual?
house one year, like turn the restaurant into a haunted house.
Dude,
That's so cool.
you can make that crazy if you have like, no, I don't think people would appreciate a dead body there, and you give them a piece of meat, like a fig, and then you just like feed them a piece of brisket.
Well, my whole idea was
was
charge people to come in, but don't serve them any food.
Yeah, people are what I love, but I educate me a little bit, because I want to know. From somebody who's been in this game for so long, I know that everything stemmed from a few pitmasters, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, so there's maybe like the mothership of pitmasters, and then it kind of trees out, right?
Yeah, I always equate it to like a football or college football like coaching tree.
Okay.
You know, you'll see like a kind of a trunk and then a bunch of branches kind of stem out. So like as far as Austin or Texas goes, like you have, I think the main kind of trunk of that tree is the Miller family.
Okay.
Louis Miller, John Miller, Law Barbecue. There's a lot of people who worked at those places who kind of, you know, the reason that we cook a brisket the way we do, that we wrap it in paper the way that we do, that we cook it with the bark and to that tenderness, is mostly because of Louis Miller and then by way of Franklin Barbecue.
Okay.
So Franklin is certainly their own kind of tree now, and there's a lot of people who work there that kind of did their own thing. I, didn't really work with any of those guys. I now love them as friends and peers, but I kind of didn't really, learn barbecue from anyone else. But there's now kind of like our own tree, like at Friedman's.
Now you're a tree, yeah.
I mean, almost. At Friedman's, we had obviously myself. We had Joel Garcia from Teddy's Barbecue, who's a top 50 place in the Valley.
Yeah.
We had Lane and Jalen from Goldie's, who was number one in 2021. We had Brad Robinson, who's now Chud's Barbecue, almost 500,000 YouTube subscribers.
Nice.
So we had like a murderer's row of pit cooks. Also, Christopher McGee at Briskets, who worked at Style Switch for a long time too. Really an incredible team there. And then, also with all the classes that we've done and with all the kind of other teachings that we've done, there's been a lot of our staff who has kind of left and opened up their own places and kind of gone back home to wherever they're from and is, kind of taking that new school barbecue on the road.
Yeah. I have a question actually.
Sure.
Because we all go through lows and highs. You said the first year of your truck.
Yeah.
What was your kind of almost giving up moment? Did you have one or?
I mean, I never really had like an almost giving up moment there. I know my business partner Sawyer, who watches the financials much closer, was like much more stressed. I knew that if I bet on myself and our food that we would make it out eventually.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure about, all other factors, like I knew that we would have to take out extra loans and have to pinch pennies here and have to, make sure that the food stretched as far as it could. So we really had to work together to figure out exactly how to make all the gears in this business kind of turn at the same time in unison. And we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. It never ends pretty much.
Yeah.
What about your high when you felt like you made it?
I mean, it's hard to be walking on stage to receive a Michelin star.
Yeah.
I mean, and also when the first list came out, top 5 highest a food truck has ever been, sharing it with our really small staff, that was really that was the first real big piece of press and accomplishments that we ever got.
Yeah.
And then of course, finding out number 2 that morning, being able to share it with everybody, it was awesome.
Oh yeah. How do you celebrate?
I mean, we just had a big party. Yeah. Nothing crazy. I mean, the first year when it was number 5, we just went to Cosmic because it came out on like a day that we were closed, and then we did the same thing this last time. And then when the star hit, we didn't have anything like lined up. We were just like crazy busy the next day. But this year when we were in Houston, the rest of our staff got together at the restaurant and did like pumpkin carving and made a crab boil and like watched all the awards, and everybody the whole staff was there except for us, the owners, and everybody was there kind of giving speeches, talking about how much they love working with Leroy and Lewis. And it's really awesome to see the team come together like
that. Hell yeah. That's such an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Dang, I had a question, but I totally forgot it. For anybody getting into barbecue, what are those hours like?
So pretty rough.
Yeah. And how do you get somebody to want to do that?
You really got to be obsessed with barbecue right now. And I would say our hours as barbecue cooks are at Leroy and Lewis are some of the more preferable, because a lot of the places you have to cook overnight, you have to get there at 12 or 2 and actually be up overnight. And I would never want to put somebody in a position that I myself could not like take over and do. So I don't ever want to staff anybody at night. So we put stuff on early in the morning around 4 or 5, and then it comes off at night, and then it rests in the warm until the next day.
Okay.
Which is pretty common practice. The only thing is that we don't serve ribs. We don't serve pork ribs all the time because we can't find a ranch in Texas that can supply us enough ribs, consistent size.
How many pounds would you be looking for?
I mean, right now we're talking to this one ranch that could get us, I don't know, somewhere near the number that we might need. But I mean, it's never been a real issue because we've had the whole hog the entire time.
Yeah.
We just bring in the meat in a different way than everybody else. Right? We're bringing in 6 to 8 half hogs a week. And people are like, why don't you have ribs? Well, that's 6 to 8 racks of ribs.
Yeah.
That won't
That's
get us
gone.
very far.
Yeah.
So since we don't, well, I forgot what I was saying.
Shoot.
What was the original question?
We were talking. What were we talking about? First in this thing.
Rewind.
I think we're talking about just the hours.
Yes,
the hours. that
Okay,
goes
so we
into
don't
it.
have a rib shift.
Yeah.
Rib shift normally is, it's going to take 5 or 6 hours to cook ribs, and they don't hold or they definitely don't reheat well. So you have to put them on very early in the morning. So the fact that we don't cook ribs means we don't have to staff somebody at like 12 or 2.
Okay, got it.
So our openers get there around 4. They work till around 2 p.m. So that's a long shift. That's like a 20,000 step day.
Dang.
Just that shift before you get off the clock. Dang. And then we have a mid who kind of does vegetable work, sausage work, any other kind of lingering duties. And then we have a closer that comes in at 2 and out around 11. And they are in charge of like tenderness and pulling stuff and make sure everything's good and put it in the right place. So really the hardest one is the opener, because you got to get everything on time. You got to set the fires. You got to make sure the person's set up in a good spot for the next day.
Yeah.
So it is hard. It's a lot of work. It's sweaty, but it's very very rewarding.
You have to be obsessed with it.
Yeah,
you
have
definitely
to be obsessed with it.
It's very physical too, I'm assuming.
It's extremely
like
physical.
Just firewood and moving these huge
Yes.
carcasses.
Yes.
Well, being in front of the flame all day.
Yeah.
Even when I was getting the pit tour, and I didn't really go in, but
Right.
you feel the
You can feel it. It's
you
hot.
feel it.
Is there some kind of hydration thing you have to have, like every 2 hours, make sure you drink, like firemen do something like that?
So we have little, we have like the Gatorade jugs of the powder, and we
Yeah.
like make those a lot.
Smart.
The guys are making those all the
Yeah.
time. We have a water jug out there for them. We make sure everybody's staying hydrated, taking breaks during the summer.
Dude,
It
summer.
gets so
Oh,
hot.
Cannot.
It's bad.
I cannot imagine what it's like in the summer.
It's bad.
My
Rough.
gosh, that's why I do sushi.
Yeah.
I get to be in air conditioning.
Exactly.
Everything's got to stay cold in here. But you did sushi, you said.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I was at that restaurant, Hillstone, and I kind of started the bread baking operation there, and I did as far as I could go there, and I liked working there because they, as a corporate entity, they paid you pretty well as like a cook.
Yeah.
So I baked burger buns, baguettes for French dips, ciabatta, focaccia, and then when they said they were going to put in a sushi counter, I saw an opportunity because that was a skill that I didn't have and I was interested in doing, and things I can pick up and learn there. And so I started there. I started making the rice. I mean, it's very much like California style sushi. It's a lot of it's a lot of spicy mayo.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like coconut and macadamia rolls and that kind of stuff. But it was fun, and I've used those skills a little bit, but not even anything close to something like this.
Yeah. Would you? I do collaboration nights sometimes.
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
should do
that'd
it.
be amazing.
You can come
I'm
in
in.
here and we can bring some a pork rib or anything we want. We can make sushi. People would love
be
to
hilarious.
watch you make sushi.
Totally unexpected.
That would be fun. That would be a
Dude,
really good
it would be
time.
really fun. And
We could do some really cool bites.
yeah, and the fun part about it is you actually get moments to talk to people
Yeah.
and kind of get to know, like the amount of stories I learn in this
yeah.
room are crazy because I'm talking to people 5 hours a night.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I even tell someone, like, when I start dating somebody here, I actually give them a heads up.
Yeah.
Because I say, hey, just because if I mix up a story and like, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, that must be your other girl. It's like, it's never the other girl. It's because I hear stories all day, every day at this restaurant.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh yeah, maybe we should go try this restaurant. Weren't you talking about it? It was like, that wasn't me. I was like, okay, it must've been someone at during a dinner service, you know. So it gets me in trouble a lot. So, but the stories you learn in here, and the one thing I like to say is everybody knows something that you don't know.
Yes.
And it's really fun to be able to ask these questions. Also, it's so fun to ask us questions because when you're at the restaurant, you're running around. You don't really get a chance to go stop and talk to people. So it creates a cool opportunity for people to ask these burning questions that they have. Yeah. So that's why I love this place. And yeah, you're going to find out next week what it's kind of what we do.
I'm very excited.
And then we should definitely do a collaboration. Like that would be so dope here.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be fun. I would love to see you make some sushi too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it, dude.
When's the last time you made sushi?
Probably a few months ago. Every now and then we'll just do like a night at the house where we'll just make some rolls and have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, does your daughter get into it and learn?
Yeah. We've been making pasta a lot at home, so she likes making that with me.
That's awesome. Does she have an interest in maybe taking on the family?
She very much she wants to be the server. She wants to take everybody's order. She wants to set the table. She wants to I think that, I don't know. We'll
Hospitality.
see. Her
house.
Her interests change all the time, so
yeah.
Who knows?
That's good that they eat sushi. 7 years old? You said?
Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah. She
has a developed palate.
I have not.
We were at the Texas Indie Oyster Festival, and she was just slurping them down.
Really?
She loves
my daughter
oysters.
loves oysters too.
Wow. Yeah, I introduced my goddaughter to sushi, actually. Yeah. She came into the restaurant, and she ate everything. My brother texted me about a month later, and he's like, "You have ruined us because she only wants king salmon from New Zealand, and she wants the best."
No farm stuff here.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild that I haven't even started having it. Well, I'm from LA, so sushi's so damn expensive I grew up on a lot of shit food. Yeah. You know, like Taco Bell's one of my favorite things.
I mean, Taco Bell's good.
What's your trash food?
I would say probably like Whataburger.
Okay.
I like Whataburger. I like Pete Terry's. Yeah.
Okay,
Popeyes.
so the burger. Yeah. Oh, dude, Popeyes hits.
Little Domino's every now and then. Yeah.
That became a thing, actually, is I would go golf and get Popeyes.
Yes.
Well, that's what we're going to do then.
Actually, a hot dog. Hot dog.
The hot dog, you have to have the hot dog.
Food. I just love a hot dog. I love eating like specific times. You just need to have a hot dog in your hand. If you're watching sports, if you are on the 4th of July, if you're on the golf course, you need a hot dog.
Yeah. Have you been to LA?
Oh yeah, I was born in Southern California, so I still have some family down there. Yeah.
Have you had Dirty Dogs? You had to have Dirty Dogs. Maybe if you go to a concert, it's all the people cooking the bacon wrapped hot dogs. It's like a shopping cart and a sheet tray with onions and peppers. Holy shit, those are so good. Those are I dream about those things, and it's just a hot dog wrapped, but there's so much like flavor in that sheet tray.
You're just sitting in that
but
grease.
it's literally, if you've never seen it, it's literally like a shopping cart.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they were doing them.
It's just someone pushing it on the
street.
It's
like a push cart, and then
doing them outside of ACL.
Oh, were they doing it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there'll be like 20 of them. They get all. If you go to a sporting event or concert, they have every exit. Yeah. Every exit covered. But not only that, maybe 50 yards down they have it covered too, in case you change your mind. But I always
maybe not.
And then you smell it again and you're like, okay. But it's always
that's
where I learned to negotiate. Because they would say $4 a hot dog, and I would tell them, I was like, that person's selling it for $3. Would you give me one for $3? They'd be like, okay. But even though that's probably their friend, they're like, I dick.
That's how they do it. Haggling with the hot dog guy.
Dude, they're so good. While you're drunk, you're walking out, and it smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I don't know why.
Hot dog like we used to have Grace Papayas or something. Like 3 a.m. you can get a hot dog. Is there a place like that in Austin?
There's one on Dirty Six.
there's gotta be.
It's
There's
called like
gotta
Diddy
be.
Dog or something.
Yeah,
Diddy dog.
I mean, they used to have the best,
Not
best
Diddy.
worst down there too.
That would
I
be
don't
a
want that
concept.
one.
Oh, if you got a concept for that would-
Baby oil dog.
yeah. It's just. Yeah, no, but they're a good hot dog. I think that's my friend. I almost choked on a hot dog before because he called it a throat rocket when I was eating it,
jeez.
and I was like eating it, and we were golfing at the turn, and he's all like, "How you enjoying your throat rocket?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So good, dude.
But I do love a good hot dog.
They're the best.
You make sausages too, right?
That's right.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
to.
But you're using a lot of the.
Yeah, so we use all the trim from the briskets and our flat irons for beef sausages, and then we use all the back legs, like the hams of the hogs, for
yeah.
pork sausages.
Oh yeah, is that a normal practice to use every part of the, like, all the extras?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say so. That's very common in Texas barbecue because your brisket trim, you're trimming your briskets to make them good, and then all the trim is either going to go in the trash can, and that's
Yeah.
money, or you're going to grind it and make it into something, or cook it down in chopped beef or something. So, yeah, it's a necessity, I think,
Yeah.
these days in barbecues to make sausage.
I bet you can make a badass chili.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have.
man.
Let me tell you, man. All right,
Dude.
we
Tell
have
us.
We have Frito pie on the menu
Yeah.
with Texas chili, and that is people ask me all the time, "What's your favorite thing on the menu?" It's Frito pie.
That's
And
okay. That was a good.
yeah.
Give me a question. Is what's your sleeper and your favorite thing on the menu?
Yeah.
It's the Frito pie.
It's Frito pie, and there are people can argue all day about barbecue, who has the best, who's the best on what day, little nuances and bark and tenderness and sauces and sides, but I will stand on business and say that we have the best damn chili in the entire world.
Really?
I love our chili.
Dude, I know-
think it is
I
the
need
best.
to check this
No
chili
beans
out.
No
ever.
beans. That's what I'm talking about.
beans.
That's the big
Texas.
debate. Is beans or no beans?
No beans. I don't
No
even
beans.
put tomato in our chili. It is
Really?
just
Whoa.
ground beef, spices, and red chilies. That's it.
No shit.
That's it.
Really?
We
Wow.
use the
Is
beef.
vinegar or something
No,
to
no. We
get it?
just use the beef cheek scraps. So we grind
okay,
those.
that's kinda-
And then they're braised, so it's like really unctuous and tender and just like really sticky, really meaty, and it's just so rich. It's got a lot of
Damn.
flavor. It is so good.
Okay, I'm coming back to try it. Have you ever entered a chili contest? A Texas chili contest?
I have. There's a competition in Flatonia, Texas, which is about hour 20 away from here.
Okay.
Where Heart Brand Beef is, where some of our beef comes from. My dad has done that competition, barbecue and chili competition, for a few years now, and we've been in there and done some chili cook-offs. We haven't won anything, but it's still good.
How similar to your
Wait.
dad's recipe is your recipe?
I mean, probably very different.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he kind of, there's still ground beef. There's still no beans. There's still a bunch of spices. He probably puts tomato in it, but yeah, I started making chili, and then I just kind of ended up taking stuff out that I didn't think needed to be there. And then, barbecue has kind of this weird thing to it where not always the traditional school taught French techniques, or any kind of real traditional culinary techniques, like sometimes they just don't apply. And one time I was watching an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and guy was at this place, and they're just like, "We have the best chili. It's like, it's awesome. Nobody touches it."
Do you know where it was?
I don't remember where it was, but they just had this big pot on the stove, and they just throw in a big, couple big chubs of just raw ground beef, and they throw in a bunch of spices, and they throw in a bunch of raw onions, and they throw in just raw everything, and fill it up with water, and they just crank it, and then it looked really good, and everybody was saying it was good, and I was like, man, there just might be something to this,
Like
because
stew more.
yeah, before I was sweat the onions.
Yeah, of course.
Put the garlic in at the right
Absolutely.
time. Like
Wait, so is that the right way to do it now?
brown the beef and do all that stuff. Like
you
really
put it
go
all
like step
raw.
by step by step. But now we braise all the beef cheek till it's tender.
Yeah.
And then we make our chili puree, and we put our spice kit together, and we just put it together.
No shit. You don't
That's it.
caramelize anything.
No, there's not even
What?
any aromatics in there.
No shit.
It's just beef, spices, and a red chili puree, and that is it.
Damn.
It's
So then
crazy.
that's what
It
you learn
shouldn't
on
work.
guys. Yeah,
It shouldn't work.
Shouldn't. That's everything that goes against what they taught us.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
About layers and
Yeah.
flavors.
Sometimes
and
you have to
bringing out
yeah,
sugars.
yeah, sometimes you got to throw the rule book away.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to know what the rules are before you start like coloring outside the lines.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I've always wanted to go to a chili cook-off. Is that the one? Is that the one to go to?
Chili Spiel is probably really cool. There's one, Joe's does one every year that's really good.
I went to that one. Yeah, that one was really cool. I want to go to the one that's like on, like you're saying, like on a farm. Like that's.
I judged the Joe's one last year. That was fun.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah.
Shit, I was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to be. I went with a vegetarian, so that was not
What?
fun. She just watched me eat the whole time. Well, no, she didn't eat meat. She eats fish. I was like, I would never date a vegetarian. That's like a waste of my talents. It's kind of true, actually. But it's like, well, you can't even eat my food.
Come on.
But yeah, so she just they had one Beyond Beef,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
or one,
Yeah.
and she got to try that one.
Yeah, there was some like pumpkin chili, I think, last time. Yeah.
Mhm. Who won?
I don't remember. But it was good.
You didn't enter yourself?
No. We had there was one that was like pretty badly scorched too, like on the bottom of the pot. And it was just like,
Oh man.
oh well.
Yeah, those are like, I want to do all these Texas things.
Yeah.
Texas chili cook-off would be dope.
Yeah,
Have you gone hunting yet?
I have. I love hunting.
Really?
Yeah, I am still kind of getting used to being in the outdoors and kind of learning the things, but I absolutely am obsessed with it, and it comes from just wanting to trace back to where the food comes from.
Yeah,
you know?
like hogs or
I've been hog hunt. I have killed a hog. I've killed 2 deer and a number of doves. So those that's the hunting that I've done.
yeah. What are you shooting?
I'm just shooting like
Yeah.
an over under Mossberg.
Uh-huh.
So that's just the shotgun that I have, and then everybody else's whatever rifle.
Nice.
That I don't have a rifle yet, but
Yeah. I haven't even been hunting yet, but people have asked if I wanted to go.
it's fun, and it's a great way to connect with nature, to be outside, to slow down, and then really, there's a point when it goes from being a dead animal to like food.
Oh yeah, of
And
course.
kind of like being there to see that transformation is wild.
Oh yeah. Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
so fun.
I feel like the best part of, I've never gone hunting, but I think the thing that intrigues me the most is then once you get the animal, the breakdown of the animal, like how do you cut it up? How do you transport it? Things need to be frozen after a certain amount of time. Like, what does that look like? Draining of the, carcass.
Yeah.
That stuff's fascinating to me. The logistics of that, and how does a hunter, even back in the day in Texas, these.
Yeah. It's hard.
How do
It's
they do
dirty. Depending on the time of year, it's going to be really cold or pretty hot. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Just skinning it is really, really hard.
I bet.
Making sure you take the gut package out without puncturing it and getting hog piss all over all the meat and making
Yeah.
it bad. Like, that's important. If you want to save the hides for anything too, that's a whole nother thing. And then just making sure that it's just like any other meat, right? If they're processing animals at a slaughterhouse, they're going to, cleanly, dispatch it. They're going to take the hide off. They're going to take the gut package out and then make sure that the carcass, hangs and is cold and dry.
So do you go with a rig? Like, say you already get the animal, and do you do it right there? Like, you kind of hang it up, and is there some kind of rig they have, or?
Usually you're on like a 4-wheeler or like
Okay.
an ATV, and then you can put the animal in the back and then take it to somewhere where you can hang it up and have all the tools and everything. Yeah.
That is so.
That's so cool.
Have you ever? You're not allowed to serve it, are you?
No.
Yeah. You can
Oh.
just cook it and eat it, but you can't serve it.
Right.
Well, I'm sure you've done the log cart tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I always I take people to do that. What's your Lockhart tour?
My favorite place in Lockhart is Kreitz. That's where I grew up going. Hill Country, New York had their sausage, had their jalapeno cheese sausage. So that was something that always like made me feel nice and back at home. And I just love the building. I love the smokers. I love everything about being there. I love Smitty's too. It's really good. I just haven't been there as many times. And Black's is always really good. And, you know, Chisholm Trail is kind of one that's always overlooked there. I think they have really good sides. And then Luling is just past Lockhart. So there's a bunch of really good old school places kind of concentrated right there.
Have you been to Barb's yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Barb's is great.
Congrats to her. But
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Huge congrats.
The Michelin young chef.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely, she's on a rocket ship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, she's doing such great things down there. She's breaking. She's really defining a lot of things down there.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
yeah,
young,
in
too.
Lockhart,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Would you ever do something in Lockhart?
No, no.
It's too much competition.
I mean, I don't think it's I just like Austin. you
Yeah.
know? I like the pace. I like the fact that Austin is always changing. People poo-poo it a lot. But to me, the city, the identity of the city has changed. It is growth. It is what is on the kind of the cusp of the next thing while still maintaining that laid back vibe. You know, you can, I don't know if people do it, but you can come into a place like this wearing flip-flops.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I've
Like,
seen
that's
it.
not-
I have seen it.
That's not everywhere else.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
People message us all the time asking what the
Yeah.
dress code is. Like, it's Austin.
It's awesome.
Like,
Exactly. Wear whatever you want.
Whatever
man.
you want, you know. Sometimes I get people on like suit and ties, and super nice, and I've seen shorts and flip flops.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. Like, you're here, it's your experience.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. You know.
Be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Comfort over fashion, I think, is my biggest thing.
Same.
ACL, when I go to ACL, I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wear the most comfortable stuff, like
Yeah.
shoes. I don't care what shoes I wear. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be on the what did you wear to ACL posts. No.
Yeah, you gotta plan it all out. Oh no, I love being a guy though.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
I see all the girls with the cowboy boots all day.
Not comfortable.
And then they have to walk like 2 miles to get out of there. It looks
You gotta do it for the
terrible.
gram, dude.
I've seen girls bring 2 pairs of shoes, like carry around
That's
shoes so
smart.
that they can change for the pictures.
That's smart. That's smart.
I'm very observant of people around me. I love people watching.
Oh yeah.
But well, I love to talk a bit about, you know, what are some of your favorite restaurants here in Austin, because I love to show love to
sure.
other people that, you know, it's not in your world. We don't talk barbecue, but
Yeah.
you know, what are your spots? So let's say I always love to ask, if someone's coming into town for the
Yeah.
first time, you have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, where would you
Yeah.
kind of take them?
So for breakfast, we gotta get tacos.
Yeah.
You gotta get breakfast tacos. You gotta have Mexican breakfast. And
Where?
I would probably go to an old school place like Habanero or Joe's Bakery.
Joe's is
Some place where they're making the tortillas, where salsa's, you know, too spicy for most people from out of town, where, you know, there's some things on the menu that people from out of town will recognize, like machacado or nopales or something like that. So I would go to one of those 2 places for breakfast. For lunch, you got to go to barbecue.
Yeah.
Lunch is barbecue here in Austin. You probably got to wait in line a little bit. And I'd probably go to a classic place like Franklin or La Barbecue or something like that. East Side, like just kind of that is the vibe.
Yeah. Franklin's was my first barbecue here, like 2016.
Yeah, I mean they're go for a reason. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for dinner, that's kind of hard because you can go a number of different ways. There are a lot of really, really good sushi omakases here. So you could go to a place like this. You could go to Tare. You could go to a bunch of places. You could go to Matt's El Rancho, you know, and just have, you know, eat some Bob queso and like frozen margaritas. Or you can go somewhere, you know, nicer, New American, Olame, Birdies, places like that. So
I forget.
I think that's kind of how I do. You got to hit Mexican, you got to hit barbecue, and you got to hit like something on the forefront.
Yeah. What about an activity?
For me, it's usually just taking in nature here, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a Barton Creek Greenbelt or walking along Ladybird Lake Trail or maybe playing some golf.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody who is actually yesterday thinking about moving here. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like she's like, how are the men? And she's like, where do you meet singles? And I told her that you got to walk the trail.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I saw a post like a couple weeks ago where someone said, we just need to normalize wearing a sticker or patch when you're walking the trail, like
Yes.
if you're single or not and you want to be
Yes.
bugged, because there are beautiful people on the trail all day, every day. A lot want to meet somebody, but you never know when to talk to
If
somebody.
I was single here, I would adopt a cute dog and just go walk on the
That's
trail for
key.
like 3 hours a day.
That's the key. She has a dog. It's like you can meet people at the dog park. Me and my buddy, when I first moved here, I started noticing I would walk and run the trail. And I told him, we're cat people. So I have a cat.
Yeah.
He has 2 cats. And I told him, I was like, we need to just rent a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to rent a dog because that is how people stop
Yeah.
and pet your dog. I know so many people that know the names of the dog over the owner. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, I know.
Think of a part-time job walking dogs.
I know, right? It's like I have like 3 dogs. But it's so true. The dog, what a dog city this is.
Yeah, dude. And sometimes it really annoys me because they be. Do you have people bringing dogs in here?
I have not.
What?
Dude,
Wait,
they be
they-
bringing their dogs into Leroy and Lewis all the time.
Oh,
All the
no.
time, people be coming in with dogs, and I'm like, "Is that a service dog?" And it's obviously not a service dog. And they're like, "Yeah, it is.
No
You want to see
one's
the
a service
papers?" Okay, no, you don't
I
need
heard
to
you're
put the
technically
papers
not
out,
allowed
just-
to ask for the papers. We're
Well, so I looked it up, and the questions that you can ask are like, I don't know the exact wording, but like, has it been trained to, or like, is this dog like, dang it, I have it, but it's something
Yeah.
along the lines of, is it for a disability?
Uh-huh.
Basically. So if it's like an emotional support dog, you can tell them to GTFO.
Well, every animal is an emotional support animal. I have an
Right.
axolotl, and that's like an emotional support. I just sit and stare at it.
Yeah, but like, we're not talking about a little Shih Tzu with some forged papers. Like
Yeah.
we're talking about a golden retriever with a blind dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
like yes, absolutely. Come in here with your service dog.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just something that you under whatever some circumstances,
Yeah.
like printed out papers from online that are whatever, like get that out of here.
Well, I've like almost tripped on dogs before
Yeah.
at my old restaurant because I would be. It's a busy place,
Yeah.
so they would be laying out in the walkway, and if you're carrying a tray,
Exactly.
it actually makes it really dangerous.
I love dogs. I love my own dog. I just they don't go in restaurants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're only allowed 2 specific questions. Is the dog a service animal required because of a disability? And what work or task has the dog been trained to perform? But you cannot ask about the person's disability to
Right.
see documentation or certification for the dog to demonstrate the task, or
You can't be like,
Let me
can you
see
fake
if-
a seizure so I can see this dog go at it?
it's terrible.
Is it for a
Or
disability?
proof of training.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. No,
It's a
I
nice
love
gray
dogs.
area
I
for
love
them to
all
bring their
dogs.
dogs in.
But yeah, no one has brought one in here. I have gotten in an Uber though before. On my way to ACL this year, I got in an Uber and there's a little dog in the front seat.
I mean, that's fine in an Uber because there's no food being
That's true.
served.
That's true. But I was like, what if we had 4 people hopping in this ride? Someone's just got to carry this dog.
Someone's got to carry the dog.
But I get it. Yeah, no, that is the way to meet people actually.
Yeah.
So many people are like, how'd you become friends? And our dogs are friends.
Yep. Or now with me, it's our kids are friends.
Oh yeah, that's a couple of my closest friends are having kids right now, and I'm thinking I gotta jump on it so our kids can be friends. Yeah. So my kid can date your kid. No, I'm just, no.
Matchmaking.
Yeah, exactly. But I hear that happens a lot because your kids hang out together, so the parents are just sitting there like,
Exactly.
hey, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that is how a lot of people meet.
Yeah. I mean, that's how think my parents met some of their best friends, or my friends from school's parents.
Y'all just going through the same thing of sleep deprivation.
Pretty much, yeah.
A lot of parent meetings, a lot of sports. I'm starting to, I'm not super social.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I'm very happy
Yeah.
but you just are forced to, and then you meet some really cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see them every season, if your kid still likes the same stuff and
Of course.
they want to keep playing volleyball or something, you just naturally, and that's what's so nice. It's so organic, the friendship,
Yeah.
Okay, we are gonna jump into eating this. What I got for you. But what's the worst part of an animal that you think that you've tried?
It's a good question. I
What
don't
do you
know.
like?
I mean, I think almost every edible part of an animal has, some sort of worth. And I think as a good chef, you can really coax out that flavor and bring it to its fullest potential. So I don't know exactly what that is. I've had some, I've obviously tried a bunch of organ meat and stuff like that and other kind of weird animals, but I think the hardest thing to make taste good is a kidney. It's just so hard to make it taste good. It tastes like pee. You can't get around it.
I mean, for some people,
soak it in stuff or milk
Yeah,
or
you
something
do.
to draw it out.
We've tried to cook the pork kidneys a lot because the halves come with kidneys in them, just to kind of show how fresh they are. They're attached to the leaf lard. But I've never been able to make a pork kidney taste good. I have had some really good lamb's kidneys at St. John in London, but I have not been able to have a pork kidney taste good.
Dang. Have you been to Japan yet?
I have not. It's on the list. Every time that my daughter's eating sushi, we say, "Hey, we're gonna go to Japan." Yeah.
Dang, if you go, I'll connect you with some farmers and you can
Please
go check
do.
out their cows.
Oh yeah, I think I
The
want to take a
Wagyu.
nice family trip out there for a couple
Gosh,
weeks.
and you got to get out to the countryside though. Everyone wants to do the
cities.
Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, but as a chef, we'd love to see our sources. So I go out to go see my farmers. So I went to my Wagyu farmers this year, and holy
cool.
shit, that's the first cow farm I've actually been to.
Really?
And yeah,
There's a lot of them in Texas.
I haven't been to the ones here, but man, to see like the A5 Wagyus, I got to see I did have to watch the process.
Yeah.
But it is insane how they raise these things, and they have professional graders that are going to each factory, the processing factory, where they're looking at, and then they give it the stamp and proof of A5, A4. It's so crazy. And I went to go. I was there for 3 days, and they kept setting me up for lunches and dinners, and I ate Wagyu for 3 days straight, lunch and dinner.
Oh my gosh.
And they were trying to kill me, like literally trying to kill me.
That's a lot of beef.
One day, well, I had two farmers actually that were like taking care of me. And one day, like one of the days, the one farmer set me up at lunch. They just give me an address. I don't really look it up. I just show up and then be here at 1. And then another one set me up for dinner, and I went to lunch, and it was hibachi of Wagyu, and because it's Miyazaki, so there's Wagyu everywhere, and of course they're gonna serve it. So I had this whole lunch of it's just me by myself, actually. Just one person. I had the chef and the server right behind me making me like a Wagyu hibachi lunch. And then I go in onsen, natural hot springs.
Yeah.
And, just kind of sweat it out.
Yeah.
And my dinner was at around 7:00, and I arrived to the address, fucking hibachi again. And then there's another one. I was like, oh my God, these guys are trying to kill me. But another thing they eat out there, and when I went out to dinner another time, they ate chicken tataki. So like just straight up, barely seared chicken breast. And I opted out of that, but I have had chicken sashimi before in Osaka. Not my favorite.
Yeah.
But
I think I'll pass that one too.
yeah. Well, also going on vacation into Japan, it's such a big trip. You really want to take this risk that you might get sick for the next 3-4 days, and die.
I got sick when I was in Chengdu, and it was like I was going around with people who were there. I was there teaching barbecue, and I they were
You're
like,
teaching
"Here."
barbecue in China?
Oh yeah, I've
No
been to Russia,
shit.
China, Australia, England, Ireland, and Finland to teach barbecue.
Was this a tour?
No, those were all separate.
Oh,
separate
shit.
trips. But that one was cool. There was a guy who has a place there called Home Team Barbecue or Home Plate Barbecue, and there's one in Beijing, there's one in Chengdu, and so he brought me out there to teach him the team and show me around. And we were in Chengdu, just eating everything, walking around.
Don't ask questions.
And there's a chicken foot. And I've never had a chicken foot before. I didn't know you're supposed to like nibble the pieces on the outside.
Oh, all the cartilage and all that.
I just ate the whole. I just crunched down on those bones, on those toenails, and like the next day, couple days, it wasn't anything. It wasn't any microbe. It was like the physical like claw
Digestion.
that was inside that was just cutting me up, and I was like, I was so
it just
sick
couldn't
for days.
digest it.
I was fine eventually.
No one stopped you.
I mean, by the time they looked around,
Like, why is your plate clean?
yeah, it was on a stick, and we were walking, and so I was at the end, and I was like, "That was good." What? You ate the whole thing?
Dang.
I had no idea, but
Well, yeah, to get sick on vacation is just one of the worst things.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is what it
but,
is.
You'll try a lot of random ass things.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
Japan.
yeah.
Well, in China, you don't know what you're eating a lot of times.
yeah, we did a whole beef hot pot that had everything in there, every single piece. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I might have had a dog or some point in my life, like in China. I've been around China.
I would love to go to China and eat everything.
A
Come
dog.
on.
Yeah,
I
speaking of
would.
dogs, but, like,
Whatever.
I don't know about that, but-
Yeah.
I would eat. They know how to cook their
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's just a language barrier. I cannot wait for the
Yeah.
AirPod
I know,
translations to come out and really get good, because I remember just eating random things like soup, and
Yeah.
this soup is delicious, and then I put my ladle in to get a second serving, and it's like plunk. And I was like, "What's down there?" And it's a turtle shell. I was like, "Oh man!" I'm eating a whole ass turtle.
I would want to try that though.
Turtle soup is
like
a thing.
turtle
Yeah.
soup.
Yeah.
Come on, turtle soup with spices though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
would
good
try
until
that.
I ladled up a turtle shell.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait, why is this in here?"
it's hiding. At the
It should have
bottom,
been the ladle
like-
itself.
like a
dude.
turtle.
Yeah. Oh my
One
gosh.
thing I see in Chinese food is like antelope, like reindeer horn. Like, what does that taste like?
Oh,
I have
don't know.
not had that.
No,
I have no idea.
No idea, but yeah, there's.
I want to
there's
try it
crazy.
all.
My cutoff is snakes. I will not. Have you had snake?
Yeah.
I would not eat a snake. I just have a
it-
phobia and fear of snakes.
Yeah, they had rattlesnake cakes on the menu at Hudson's on the Bend. It was like all the meat pulled off of the bone and kind of mixed with like a crab cake.
Did you know how to
breadcrumb.
fabricate one and a snake?
I didn't mess with the snakes there. They had the prep cooks who were doing it all, but I had seen them in the big pot, like with the bones and picking all the meat off and stuff.
Oh, I cannot do that. That gives me nightmares.
I just broke down an alligator for the first time recently,
What?
and that was crazy.
Was someone teaching you how to do it?
No,
Or you just
so-
kind of,
yeah.
here's a bone.
Well, I went hunting for alligators with some of my friends, and I didn't get one, but the next day they got one.
How do you
And
hunt an alligator?
You put a pole on the. It's really fishing. You put a pole on the bank and have a rotten piece of
Some
chicken
chum.
on the end of it, and then they come and they get stuck, and then you go check the pole, and then when they're stuck, you just shoot them in the head.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then I brought it back, got it all cleaned up, skinned it,
How big was it?
got all the meat. It was about
Jeez.
6 feet long.
Oh, damn.
It was
Skinning
kind of
that thing,
medium
too.
as far as like a alligator goes. It was crazy the
It
whole
must be
time.
so
Skinning it
tough
out.
and
Yeah.
thick.
Well, it
and-
was me and
Whoa.
my friend Brad, who's broken down a bunch of animals. My friend Joe, who's trimmed a bunch of briskets, broken down animals, and all the whole time we were doing it, we're all just like, "This is so weird. This is weird," because it's a scaly skin. It's not like a
like a
normal
dinosaur.
hide or like a
how
pork.
thick is the
like-
hide?
I mean, it's
Once
not
you get-
thick. The
Oh,
top
really?
are what are called scoots, and,
Yeah,
and
those
those are
things.
like the kind of like hornback pieces,
But under
and that's
that?
like the thickest part. And so you take off that strip, and then you kind of skin the rest of it. And I
Oh.
got it. I sent it to some people to get tan, and I sent the head to some people to get mounted.
You have it
And I
mounted?
have- yeah, well,
It's coming?
It takes like a year, I guess.
What?
I don't know.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, I dropped it off at this place, and they're like, "Okay, we'll call you in a year."
All I'm
Okay.
thinking is about like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
You know,
right?
the
Yeah.
alligator head in the box.
Yeah, but I still have some of the meat. I want to make some gator sausage. The thing I made first is like a creamy Cajun pasta with it. And that was really good. That was really good.
Dang. Okay. Dude, I got to get one of those sausages
Oh, yeah.
when you make one.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds so good.
So is it like, I always thought with like gator tail and python, it's
Mm-hmm.
so muscular. Is it kind of tough and gamey, or is it tender?
It kind of tastes a little bit like chicken and fish, kind of almost like frog leg, but not kind of slimy like a frog
But
leg.
is the texture like really, because it's just so muscular?
It is.
You know?
The best way to describe it is kind of like chicken and kind of like fish. It's very weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an aquatic reptile, so like that would kind of make sense in the fact that it would be fishy because it's eating a lot of fish,
Oh,
and
for
then
sure.
I guess birds eventually came from kind of like dinosaur reptilians, so that kind of muscle structure should be similar. So once you can think about it, it makes sense, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just so weird. Breaking it down is so weird. Just the cuts
And
of
also
meat.
just kind of figuring it out
Yeah.
as you go.
Yeah. It was fun though.
And it's a huge 6-footer.
It was massive.
Oh,
it was so gross. too.
Man, do you even know where all the organs are in that thing, or are you just kind of figuring out as you slice that thing open?
The way you break it down is you don't cut out the gut package because they're like so full of nasty bacteria in the gators because they eat everything gross. There's literally a rotten piece of chicken like that's what it swallowed. So you just cut everything around it. Like you take the skin off, you take the loin tails off, you take the shoulders and then the legs off. And then if you want to, you can take like the ribs and the kind of like inside, kind of like side pieces. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I can say I only had alligator like once, and it was a fried
Like a fried nugget.
nugget.
It
Yeah.
It tasted like fryer
It
oil
tastes-
and
it's-
remoulade or something.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dang, that sounds so cool. Oh, is there any animal that you want to try?
I mean, I want to try everything
You
I
want to
haven't
try?
had.
Is there anything that you wouldn't try? Actually, that's probably.
I mean,
lower
I would
list.
never eat like domesticated, like a domestic animal like a cat or dog. Like I would
Yeah.
do that, but I would.
like knowingly.
I know that people eat horse and stuff overseas.
Yeah,
like,
there's
I would
horse
try that.
sashimi in
Yeah.
Japan. I haven't done it yet, but there's definitely horse sashimi.
Yeah, I would definitely get in on some of that. Nothing like, I don't have a bloodlust for anything endangered. I don't want to eat like a, like a big cat, like a mountain lion or something like that. But
I heard you can eat bobcats.
I know people have. I know some people do eat mountain lion, like they hunt them for like the mount, but you can also eat them. I feel like a straight up predator. I don't know how that would taste. I would eat a bear. Everybody says bear is really good.
You can eat like a whole ass bear claw, right?
I think people cook a lot of bear fat and bear grease.
Really?
And they do a lot of like braised
You
bear.
can imagine how much product you get out of
Yeah.
killing a bear.
So much, right?
One of the things that I need to actually research that is I've had whale, of course, in Japan. And like, how big are these whales, and how much are
has to be
you?
so
how
much.
much? Like I'm having a slice.
Yeah.
Like,
The
if
yield,
you get
yeah.
a tuna that's 600 pounds and 300 pounds, you
Yeah.
get so much meat. Like killing a whale, like you must
Has to
get
be
some
so big.
wild stuff.
Crazy.
I don't know how they do it, but Japan's fascinating. I cannot wait for you to go.
Yeah, me too, me
You're gonna
too.
try some stuff, but I actually have something for you. It's a big Japanese delicacy, only available in the wintertime. You might have had it since you've done sushi, but I don't know.
Okay.
But it's a big Japanese delicacy. I always have it if I go in the wintertime, but we are just hitting the wintertime in Japan, so this is actually the first week I actually get to have it.
Awesome.
But can you grab it? It's right. It's in these little bowls right here, right under there. All I did with it was gave it a little bit of a poach, and then it has a little bit of soy just to give it a little more flavor.
Okay.
But
Whoa.
have you had this before?
What is it? I don't think so.
It's called shirako. Now, shirako is of course. Ooh, I got the big one. So this is
It smells clean.
once you smell this, it's so unique, you will smell it for the rest of your life, actually. Now, shirako translates directly from Japanese to English as white children. And
Oh, gosh.
yeah, exactly. So you're going to guess where this is
Okay.
because it's mating season, actually, right
Okay.
now. Now, there's 3 fish you can get this out of, mainly. You can get it out of cod, mad-eye, and fugu. So
So I'm guessing
pufferfish.
this is sperm.
It is sperm. So this is no, we can just kind of scoop it in, but this is cod sperm. Now it's typically a lot bigger. We cut it into little chunks. We
Okay.
got a little soy on there for you. But once you have this, it's
Love
gonna
it.
be like,
All right.
you
Here we
ready?
go.
Cheers.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had a lot of that, so no.
That's incredible.
Isn't it?
It's like so creamy. Not quite like uni, but like
Yeah.
there's something, there's like that's the closest thing that
Yeah.
I can relate it
All
to.
I did was drip a little bit of soy on that, and that's it. So all the flavors you're getting is the cod sperm.
That's so good.
It's really good, right?
I love it.
Actually, I serve it here all the time. For the first 2 years I've served it, I would not really tell people what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kind of got in trouble for that. I did, actually. And then I talked to my buddy who's a lawyer. He's like, yeah,
Gotta
you
tell 'em
probably
what it
got to
is,
do
yeah.
it. So now this season, I do kind of like give a heads up. Like, if anybody's not an adventurous eater, you can opt out. I can tell you what it is, but it's better if you don't. I give a whole disclaimer now
Yeah,
because, you can get in trouble about that stuff because especially using the word sperm, and that's
Yeah.
what you just fed somebody.
Yeah.
But it's delicious, and
Yeah.
I don't want to give it this mentality that you're gonna not like it. So, like, I think it's delicious. It's
I do
so
too.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I dress it up a little bit when I serve it here.
Yeah.
When you can have fugu, you can have
Mm-hmm.
the fugu one is delicious too, but it's all that creamy texture. They taste the same.
Yeah.
But so good, right?
I mean, I guess a lot of those sex organs have kind of similar creaminess because I've had lamb fries or lamb testicles before, and they
Yeah.
kind of have like, the flavor of the animal, but there's like a very creamy texture to it. Same thing with like Rocky Mountain oysters and stuff.
Have you had those? I haven't had
yeah.
Rocky Mountain oysters, but those are just fried, right? So you can't really.
Yeah, but I mean, you can still get kind of the interesting texture. From
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I like to end this off on what would be your favorite bite in Austin? Like, what's like a dish or a bite?
Wow. Favorite bite in Austin. That one's hard because there's so many good things here. I think I gotta, man. All right, I have to think about that for 1 second. Give me just a
I got
second.
you. I got you.
I don't know which direction I want to go with this because it could be barbecue.
Yeah. Do you eat a lot of barbecue?
Yeah.
Damn, I don't
I
eat a
love
lot of sushi.
barbecue.
I love sushi, but I don't eat a lot of sushi.
I love barbecue. And we do kind of different stuff. So like I'm not tired of ribs because we don't have ribs.
Oh yeah,
all the
true.
time.
Well, that's how I feel about like California rolls sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I crave a damn California roll every
Yeah,
once in a while because I don't make it.
Exactly. All right. I'm just gonna go Bob Armstrong queso. Like queso is so definitive of Austin. I feel like you can get that a lot of different places, and that's the place where it feels like the best Mexican restaurant in the world. It feels like Disneyland.
Where? Wait, I've never heard
At
of
Matt's
that.
El Rancho.
Oh, Matt's El Rancho. Okay, I haven't even been yet.
Just Bob Armstrong. You got a Mexican martini. Like that restaurant can fit a ton of people. You can walk in with a 20 top, and they're just like, cool, right this way.
Yeah.
It's just hustling and bustling, and it's not even the taste of the food. It is the feeling you get when you're in that place.
All right. Hell yeah. Well,
There we go.
hell yeah. That's El Rancho it
yeah.
is.
Let's
Hell
do it.
yeah. Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you.
Well, Chef, thank you so much for coming in. We have your book coming out in May.
Yeah.
We also, you got to try this steak night. Try it.
Yes,
try
please
this.
do.
It's so good. But the Frito pie,
Yep.
best chili,
That's the one.
hands down. We're going to
right.
try that out. Now, Chef, thank you so much for doing
Thank
this.
you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. That was a
Absolutely.
lot
Thanks
of
for
fun.
having me.
Yeah, of course.